big screen.
Yeah, I did. I started that
There you go.
one. So then I hit this one.
That's right. Just hit go live. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm trying that.
And you're live right now.
No, I'm not getting it. Oh, wow. Why isn't it showing up here?
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shouldn't it appear here?
Yeah.
It's not, though.
But did you put this one?
Yeah, I did. That's why I connected ships.
I think this one's first and then that one.
Well, yeah,
So
but
you
it's
can
on,
actually-
though, so...
No, I know.
I'm confused. I wonder which one it's using. I wonder if it's just paired up that way or if it's going through this. I don't...
Alright, good evening. Rover bring home. What's up, David?
Well,
Massachusetts.
is there, you know what? Is there a, go down to the bottom, or is there a title for the show?
Alright, so if I go here, I go here.
Because it might actually just be working today.
I go here, and go here. And it says live streaming. That's it.
Oh, so it's actually just working today. So this
Yeah.
isn't doing anything.
Alright, so click
I
it
should be
up.
able to close out of that. And we should still...
Just checking stuff. What's up, guys? What's up?
So it hasn't
Andrew?
worked in so many weeks. We were trying to do it the other way, and it's actually just working for once. So yay!
The mic is on?
No. Yes, the mic is on.
Okay. What's up from Canada? Hey, saludos. X-Man, it's in the house. What's up, Alan? Josh. How you guys doing today?
Alright, let me do this.
Yep.
Yeah, keep giving your shouts outs.
It's over in the other paste. Everyone is over there in the paste that you create. Yes. If you guys not there, or if you guys haven't subscribed, go check
What are we talking
Fernando Car Stereo Clips here in YouTube. Question and answer, really quick, really nice. Go subscribe. Saludos Arnulfo. And if you are on Facebook,
Wow,
you can
Rick.
go.
God, stop your talking. Rick is the man.
Wow. Hey, Rick.
Rick is in the house.
He just dropped $20. Thank you so much, Rick.
What's good from the Hoosier State? Oh, hey, cool.
So,
All right, you wanna
okay,
use
anyway, so if you
Yep.
are in Facebook, you can head up and look for 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. Show you the shirt.
Oh,
There
sorry.
you go. That's it.
What? Oh, yeah, you didn't change your shirt
I
today.
didn't change my
Oh, Alan coming in. Alan dropping a 5 spot. Keep it up. All right. Thank you, Alan. Thank you guys so much. So apparently the webcaster is working today, which is weird. We just assumed it wouldn't. So,
Yeah.
whoopee. William Berg coming in. What's up, William? Dropping the $4.99.
Hey, William. Thank you, man.
Starting the page. Yeah, so we decided, Paul came over and let us know that we were going to be closing at 5 o'clock today. And because of that, we're like,
Well, let's start the show
let's
early.
start the show early and get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Saturdays and, obviously Monday, we'll try to post up if we're going to be early. I just found out at 4 o'clock, so it's only been like an hour, but...
What's up, Jason? How you doing,
Yeah,
buddy?
working early today. That's the thing. So he wants to head out. I mean, the whole world the way it is.
Yeah.
Bummer. We get to go home early
Why
today.
not?
Which is kind of cool because I get my Saturday run in and go to bed. I had a Saturn come in today for a CV axle, but all the grounds were RVD and the body should have taken a pic of the 12 volt non-clean wire club. Oh, I bet, man. Dude, in a Saturn. Ooh.
I used to have a Saturn.
Yeah, but I mean, like, of all the cars that you'd want to repair, hold on, let's fix this. This is like, there we go. Of all the cars you'd want to repair, a Saturn. I mean, I get it.
Hey, why not, man?
Hey, the wheels go around on the bus. Do what you can, but Wow.
Run and run.
Yeah, no doubt.
What's up, Wayne?
Idling RR, is there any reason that you may have programmed the module again after installed it? Yes, actually there is, because every now and then there's a software update that has to be done. So, or someone will get a new car. So they'll change cars and you'll pull the RR out, put it in the new car. Or the radio goes bad, in which case you have to pull the RR out and you have to reprogram it also to the new serial number that is on the new radio. Or the radio comes back from service, in which case you'd have to reprogram it because sometimes they do a core exchange inside and now the exterior serial number doesn't match the core. So you'd have to reflash it then too. So yeah, there is several situations where you'll be doing that.
All right, coming in hot, David Monroe. It's dropping $10. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, wow.
And Ramon Nunez, $10.
Oh, you're throwing out the last names. You're the man. The best zero gauge kit of oxygen-free copper for Rockford Prime 1200. So if you're trying to be cost conscious, Stinger makes Stinger Select. All right. Now the cool thing about Stinger Select is they make 3 kits. The first one is crap, which is the CCA. The second one is hybrid, which is a 70-30 mix, so 70-30 aluminum / copper. But the third one is the one you want. The third one is 100% copper, zero gauge, and it's extremely reasonably priced. The only complaint I have, as opposed to just going with regular Stinger kits, is that they used a 2-bolt style zero gauge fuse holder, which a lot of people have no problems with. My only concerns with those is most people don't mount their fuse holders underneath their hoods, and with that style fuse holder you really need to mount it, because if the top pops off or anything like that, you need to make sure that it's not going to roll around in your engine bay, and you have these 2 nuts that are now live. The other thing too is that you have to make sure you constantly keep it tight. When you change your oil, make sure that the bolts are tight. Those are the kind that, you know, lock washers would help. They don't give you lock washers, and that would solve a lot of issues. We've had an argument with them about that for years now, and it basically goes nowhere. But it is also one of the more affordable zero gauge kits.
What's Anthony Cardio Live is up. How you doing, buddy?
South Africa in the house.
Ah.
Thank you for the program. You're welcome. Audio control 5-channel amp, still out of... So I talked to Chris, not last week, but the week before last, because we wanted to see if there was at least a beta one or something we could get our hands on.
Yeah.
And just talk about it and play with it. But it's still several months out as far as when that's going to come in. There again, everything is getting slowed down, as you can guess, because of the way this is all unfolding. People getting furloughed, whole countries locking down. So it's coming, but it's going to be late, just like everything else. I feel like we're going to have a really good 3rd, 4th quarter as far as things dropping and coming out.
Everybody's going to be like, right there.
It's like everything's just here, and everyone's going to be like, I got no money.
Exactly.
So 4th quarter, when we finally start all making money again, it'll be like,
hopefully
everything goes as long as most of these companies don't go out of business in the meantime.
All right, Ramon Nunez have a question. Good question, guys. When I'm installing an aftermarket radio, I'm able to retain my factory microphone, or I need to use the one that comes with the aftermarket radio?
This is a question that we get asked often, and I totally ignore, because the answer is you have to use the microphone that comes with the radio. That's it. End of story. Integrating into the aftermarket microphone, everyone makes it sound like it's just this basic, simple 3-wire, 2-wire hookup, and it's not. Couple things. One, the microphones are tuned to the radios, or the radios are tuned to the microphone, depending on if you're an egg before or after what came first, the chicken. Chicken or the egg. So when Pioneer designs their radio, they have a mic in mind, the one that comes in the box. They design all their noise canceling, all their noise rejection, their equalization for it, all based on that microphone. Not all microphones, though they look similar, are created equal. Kenwood does the same thing. Alpine does the same thing. Your factory does the same thing. So when you're just interchanging microphones, it's not going to work that way. The other thing too is different manufacturers. Some use 2-wire microphones, some use 3-wire microphones, some have dual microphones. But no, if you want to use a new radio as it stands right now, you have to use the microphone that comes in the box.
That's right.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
Now, what is the bypass for that? Well, you can easily pull out the housing where that microphone is and mount your new microphone in that housing, put it back up. That way you don't have to see the microphone if you don't want to. We have a video showing you how to do this in a Jeep Wrangler. The principles are about the same, and I think it's something like how to relocate your aftermarket microphone, and something like that. Just do a search for Jeep Wranglers. But we also do it in the Corvette. There's a couple cars we just do it on because there's no good place for the aftermarket microphone, and their factory location actually works really well. In some cases, though, the factory location does suck, and you can't get your new microphone in at the right angle, so it's not always the best option.
That's right. All right, Aldo, he dropped $4.99. Thank you, man. You guys are the best. Looking forward to upgrade my car's sound system anytime.
Dean, what is a good reasonably priced 3.5-inch coaxial speaker do you recommend? The Kenwood Exelon. The new Kenwood Exelon 3.5-inch is reasonably priced, and it sounds really nice. And it's also capable of being bi-amped if you really wanted to. But as far as price, performance, and value goes, I would definitely check that out.
All right, I was looking to this one. This is kind of long, but...
Yeah, the Alpine ILX 207 has a built-in mic that works great. Alpine is really... Other than some of the white box radios, Alpine has really kind of excelled at that one where they build the mic into the face of the radio. I mean, it really doesn't matter if the mic's here or here, as long as it's a good mic, you're golden. They do that a lot on, well, they did that a lot on their restyle radios that they've kind of backed away from, realizing that they were just way too expensive.
All right, I have a Rockford Fosgate 750.1. My question is, do they only accept 8-gauge power and ground wire? Isn't a major bottleneck after my 0-gauge power wire?
No, that's what they're designed to run off of.
Yeah.
So you run 8-gauge to them, it's fine. You get a power distribution block. You have zero. I mean, typically when we're doing 2 amplifiers, we'll run a 4-gauge to both of them, meaning one 4-gauge split to 2 8-gauge goes off to both of those amplifiers. They're made to run off small, efficient power wires.
Very efficient.
The life of that amplifier didn't start in a car. It started for the little SUV, little multi-terrain, roll cage having dune
ATVs
buggy,
and all that
ATV
stuff.
things. That's where those, and motorcycles and little vehicles that have small batteries. That's where those started, and they were stupid expensive. And then Rockford was like, we could lower the price on these. I bet you a lot of people would buy them and put them in cars. And they did.
Nah.
And now we use them a lot in cars,
Yes.
and it was like, it's one of the hottest amplifiers ever because they just adjusted the price and said if we bring it down, we could probably sell more. And it did. But no, they're made to run 8-gauge power wire, and they work fine. That's it. They're also made to get hot. They get hot. They get hot, their fans turn on. It's okay.
Hey, Larvy. One more thing.
Yes.
If you actually have, if you actually have a 0-gauge, you can look for a 0-gauge to 8-gauge maybe reduction.
I would never do that on that amplifier.
No, I would, like he said that
it
he
would
has
serve
a
no
0-gauge.
Yeah, it would serve no purpose.
Yeah.
The distribution block.
I
know
know
what you're
the
talking
best
about.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple guys, the machine guys that do that. No, not a chance.
All right.
Bad idea. What's y'all's opinion of sound digital amps? I like Mauricio. He's the guy in charge. He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. He's really cool.
They're neat products. We don't really do much with them.
No.
But I want to get my hands on their small amplifiers. I asked to do that, but then they sent us the Ground Zero stuff instead. So
that's right.
because they were going different directions and they didn't want to.
The DSR-1 has a very easy interface to use.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, very cool.
If you've never seen the if you've never played with the DSR-1 interface, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're an Apple guy, it's a much nicer interface on Apple than it is on Android. I prefer to use an iPad as opposed to my phone or anything else. If you have an Apple Watch, there is controls for the Apple Watch that you can do in it, such as main versus aux, subwoofer volume control, main volume control, and of course punch EQ.
Yep.
And also, if you just want to see it functionality, we have 3 videos that are up in the Rockford playlist that will walk you through everything you need to know about a DSR-1.
What's up, Car Giff? Hey guys, my 2019 Elantra sound system sucks. For an estimate, do I have to drive there or I can do over the phone? Just call Paul.
Between phone and email, we can figure out what we need to do.
Yeah.
It's
that would be the best.
I mean, obviously, if you're local,
now.
it's great. But most people, you know, we have people. I have a guy coming next week from Atlanta. I know, right? And yeah, he's gonna be dropping his car off for 2 days. But no, we can figure it out. I mean, it's car audio. It's not brain surgery. Even they can do that remotely now too, apparently. So it's okay.
All right,
figure it out.
I have a Maestro RR2 with the SU1 T harness and a Kenwood DDX6706S. But I have one problem. My head unit and amp, it's a Macintosh amplifier, which is under the driver's seat. What are my options to get these working?
Where's the
question?
All
right, that's what I'm looking.
Chris Lee dropping the $2.99. What's going on, man? Thank you so much. There's a question there. Try to figure out what it is, and I'll come back to it. What speakers would you recommend for a 2013 Honda Ridgeline? Well, if you don't want, it's a 6.5. You're going to want to get the adapters, which you can pick those up both on pack-audio.com and metroonline.com. You're going to want a shallow 6.5 because you don't want to have to cut the door. I would recommend looking at some kickers possibly, or some entry-level Pioneers or Kenwoods, but you're going to want something shallow. We know that the higher-end kicker KS speakers will fit and give you a quality sound and very enjoyable. If you look at their mounting depth and compare that to other speakers' mounting depth, then you'll be able to find something that'll fit in there without any difficulty.
All right, I feel that the question is, now RR2 is gonna work fine with the Kenwood radio. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's fine. T-harness, wire up, no problem. I feel that the question is the amplifier. How it's gonna integrate in between the radio and everything?
Like any other amplifier would integrate between the radio and everything? I mean, it depends. Does the car have a factory amplifier? Is that part of the problem? I mean, I guess it's one of those things where there's too much stuff. Easy DSP is kind of, it's a tough question to answer, the easy DSP option, because if you've never used a DSP before, then easy is relative. It's all going to seem kind of hard. You know, the DSR-1, audio control, the Helix, I wouldn't say JL because the tweak is a bit difficult, but once you get over the learning curve, it's kind of all the software for these things are free to play with and use. What I would suggest when trying to figure out which DSP to go with is first, obviously do your research on DSP, find one that's in your price point, then download the software and play with the software and see if it's something that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, then move on to something else. Definitely by far the audio control software is one of the easiest to use and use for an integration tool. So that's a good place to start. And it's also, you know,
Chris Lee, you dropped $2.99. Thank you, man.
I got that one.
I'm sorry. And
move on to
Wolfbane.
Yeah.
He just dropped $20.
Money, money, money. Money for nothing and chicks for free.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the support.
Oh yeah, man. You guys are the best.
All right. My Honda Element has a 6 3/4 subwoofer below the auto shifter.
Yes, it does.
Can I replace this OEM unit with a larger subwoofer? Will retain the stock location. Thanks.
No. There's barely enough room to fit that one in there. If you want more bass, then you're going to want to either check to see if you can fit something underneath one of the 2 front seats, or go to the back of the vehicle.
Aftermarket and the aftermarket subwoofers
they're way bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a terrible sounding thing. I saw one here. Damn it.
All right, let's see. Good evening, guys.
6 channel, 3 2 channel, or all right, wait. 1 6 channel or 3 2-channel amps for 3-way active. I would do one 6-channel. There's no reason not to. It just depends. So 3-way active, actually 2 4-channels might be a good idea too. But it just depends what you're trying to do. Like a 6-channel, like the Audio Control LC 61200 is a great little 6-channel amplifier. Something like, let's say, 2 Morel 4-channel amplifiers, where you can do one 4-channel amp to power the tweeter, the mid-range, and then the other 4-channel bridge to the mid-bass, because a lot of times you want more power on the mid-bass. That idea probably makes more sense. Or like a small 4-channel amp and a big 4-channel amp, where you have 40-40, 60 to 80, and then something for the rear, or something along those lines. But there again, like the 61200, we do that all the time, and it's perfect for that.
All right, Angry Ace, he just dropped $10. Thank you so much. What will be the expected SPL for a 10-inch subwoofer at 300 watts RMS?
Well, so depending on the car, obviously that's going to have a lot to do with it. The box, whether you're going to port it or sealed. But I can tell you right now, you're probably going to be, I don't know if SPL is really what you're trying to figure out, more of the sound and how it's going to move the car and the dynamics it's going to give. But the box is really the most important thing out of this whole equation. If the box sucks, it doesn't matter how good the woofer is. If you go sealed versus ported, you're going to get different characteristics for the woofer there. If you buy, let's say, a loaded Rockford P1 or P210 ported enclosure and put 300 watts on it, or you buy like a loaded kicker, or you just buy like the Rockford P312. It's going to be plenty of bass for what most people expect to get out of a 110 enclosure. Yes. It's going to vibrate the seat, it's going to move the mirror a little bit, it's going to fill in. The difference is, what is it going to do with the rest of the stereo, meaning how much impact is it going to have as far as blending with everything else. But 110 with 300 watts and the appropriate enclosure should be enough bass for an average system that is comprised of, let's say, a radio, 4 6.5s, maybe a set of tweeters, and it's going to play at a normal listening level.
All right. I know. I like Coke, David. Thank you.
What are you talking about?
And not this one. Anyway, John Hall, he dropped $10. Thank you so much. JBL 2.3 ohm, 6.5 inch.
Okay.
GX components. Going active, handles 70 watts. If you power each component with 80 watts and don't clip, it's okay. Best sub $300 components.
Yes, you'll be fine. Best sub $300 components. I'm gonna go with Focal.
Access?
No, not the. I think the Access are more than $300, or they're right at $300. But either way, I would go with the Integration Series Focals.
Okay.
I'd look at Integration Series Focal, Kenwood Exelons, the entry level Max. Not the Maximos, but the Tempo Ultras from Morel, the Centos from Hertz. The Prima is going to be way more expensive. Anyways, no, if you have an 80, okay, because you got to remember with a mid-range, you're going to be adding a crossover. You're going to limit the performance of the driver as far as doing this. It's not going to move. As long as there's no clip, no distortion, 80 watts is going to be fine. There's a lot going on there. Plus, if you EQ it, you're going to be taking some of the signals away from it. So, no, power is not the issue. Power is not the issue. I mean, I had a set of 7x10s. Kenwood used to make a set of 7x10s, and I had the Kenwood 401, or I don't know, it was like 400. It was 200 watts a channel going to a set of 7x10s. Okay, and I had 4 10s to back it up, and I powered this thing was, it never had a quiet moment in its life. That's why my ears ring now. But anyways, no, it's not the power that blows them. It's just improper setup. So the crossover wrong, the gain wrong, the EQ wrong. Otherwise, no, you'll be fine.
Focal or Morel, which one will you? Which one would sound better for Latin music?
Ooh, the Morel. I'm sorry, the Focal.
Yes. Yes.
A focal. If you want to go between, obviously check out the Hertz, like the Millis.
Yeah.
But the focal is going to have that bright, god-awful tweeter.
Now the Morel is going to sound really...
The Morel is going to be more musical, so if you're
yeah.
going for classical Latin music, then, you know, where there's a lot of instruments and stuff, but who does that? The other thing, too, if you are listening to Latin music, if you're not going to go with kicker amplifiers with the bass restore built into it, think about picking up an Epicenter and get the Epicenter. Or if you're not an audio control, you could also check out the bass restore from WaveTech. Either one of those will do. Christian coming in with the 199.
Boom, boom, boom.
Any issues? Hold on. Any issues with wireless CarPlay? I've been running the wireless CarPlay now for gotta be 6 months. No, it's been working perfect, flawless every day.
All right, Willie has a question. Running 3-way set Focal K2s active from front stage and 2-way Focal K2 passive for the rear with 212 subs on the Addison Voce 5.1.
Wow.
And an Addison the DSP.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I do a third amplifier for the rear active as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the Voce 5.1 is a Class A for 1 and 2, which is for your tweeters, a Class AB for the mid-range, which is channels 3 and 4, and a Class D for channel 5. So it's really just a front stage sub upgrade amplifier. That's it. That's all it was really designed for. It's not made to do front rear sub. It's not made to do. It's made around going an active 2-way set and a subwoofer.
Yeah.
So I would definitely pick up something for just the rears. Now the nice thing is they just came out with the SR amplifiers. So now you can get into the Audison SR amplifiers, which are smaller, more compact, very reasonably priced, and put that in just on the rear fill coming off the DSP. You don't have to go full Voce amplifier if you don't want to. So there is an alternative now that is a lot more reasonable. Someone dropping a 10?
All right, Martin, he just dropped a $10. Thank you. I have a 2004 Hyundai Elantra. I'm installing Hertz Milli 3-way and can figure it out where to put my mid speaker. Oh, where those monster crossovers? Any ideas?
Dude, that is tough. Those crossovers are huge.
They're huge.
What kind of car is it? Elantra?
It's a Hyundai Elantra. You got space under the seat.
Yeah, you do have space underneath the seat for the crossovers.
Yes.
I mean, they're going to take up the same space of an amplifier. So if you're not going to go in the trunk, obviously going somewhere underneath the seat.
If I would go crossovers on the passenger side.
Yeah.
And the amplifier on the other side.
The mid speaker is going to be the hard part.
Mid speaker, that's going to be the hard one. Yeah.
I mean, it might be better to figure out where to put the tweeter. If the mid will fit up where the tweeter dash,
is,
then I'd find a place for the tweeter somewhere.
Right, that would be a small
on maybe the A pillar or whatnot. But yeah, that's really the tough one.
All right, Steven, he just dropped $5. Thank you. 2013 Silverado with Bose system. What to add sub in the back to keep the factory kit?
2013 Bose system. Isn't that an Amp Pro? Isn't that an Amp Pro GM61?
It's a 2013.
I don't know if that's old or not. It might not be. It might just be. Might just be in the center console. Yeah. But either way, want to add a sub in the back. Want to keep the system. What kit do I need? Obviously, you're gonna need a box for that. Frostbite might make a box. Otherwise, you could check out like A-Trend for a subwoofer enclosure for that. Depending on how big you want to go, the other thing too is it a normal transmission hump? Is it a high transmission hump? What's going on with the 2013? I don't really remember. But yeah, I mean 110, 210s. Yeah. There again, those amplifiers, not a lot of room underneath that back seat. If you want to keep it simple, check out the Rockford T750.1 or the T500.1. Nice small amplifiers that can go up into there. Also, the Kicker Key just started shipping, so you can check out the Kicker Key 501, which we have the empty box for this guy. This would be nice in there only because it's going to be able to fix all the bass crap roll-off stuff that you have in that Bose system. So maybe check out the Kicker Key 501. It's also very small. Put that in there. Put it on some Comp RTs, which are the small subwoofers. My favorite shallow mount drivers, and you'll be good to go. All
right, Wolf's Bin, $5. Thank you. That's a 12-ounce Hancock. No wonder. I can fit in small.
Yeah, it's actually a 16 ounce.
It's a
can
16.
Of Coke.
Yes.
It's funny because this morning when I came in, he had
like,
this is
so
the second
tall.
one today. I go, dude, what's up with that can of Coke, man? And
Hey,
like,
I find it and I'm like, oh,
it's to reduce on plastic. They're now making cans at 16 ounces.
All right, Chris Lee. He dropped $9.99. Thank you so much. In a 2017 Tacoma TRD Sport DCSV and the Kenwood DDX 8905. I don't feel like the CCWR 254S are keeping up with the focal flux, and wish I just went with the PS. So I'm guessing replacing the speakers to start. Any suggestion on what mids to run? So we're gonna CCWR 254s are keeping with
So
the
yeah, he
flux.
so he has the subwoofers.
So the CC, I feel this is the Morels.
Yes.
The CCW 254.
That was neat.
Whoa.
Don't know what
That's
that
a
was.
ghost,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. So you have the mini 2.5s are
Yeah.
keeping up with the focal flux, which they're not. I could see them not because it's a much. They're two totally different characteristics as far as the speakers go.
Yeah.
Focal is a little bit. I think what he needs is a tweeter, or a three-way set.
I mean, if you already have the focal, I will look if I can get it.
On what mid to run. So, focal makes parts. So there's a focal through you can buy specific raw drivers from Focal. One of the things that started Focal was their ability to buy raw drivers. So you can buy the Flax 2.5-inch mid-range all by itself. You know, like if you only bought the tweeter in the mid-range, you could just buy the 2.5 and replace the Morels with the louder mid-range there. It's other than that, I mean, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, just.
But I mean, like he said, you know, hey Jeff, $10. Thank you so much, man. Like he said, you know, I wish I can go with the Focal Flax from the beginning. So
you could so go to It's through the Focal website. It's just a Focal parts. You can buy the K2s. You can buy K2 tweeters. You can buy just parts. So you can buy just the speakers. That way, they're one of the only manufacturers that allows you to do that. If you can't figure out where it is, definitely when you go to the Orca, which is their main website, is Orca. You should be able to call one of their guys and have them direct you to the parts, or just go through your local Focal dealer. If worst comes to worst, if you can't figure it out, of course, just give Paul a call, and Paul will see if he can get them for you, and we'll figure that out.
All right, he say, Marco, are MTI boxes are enclosure are any good quality boxes?
MTI?
MTI, yes. Of
Mobile
course,
Toys.
yes.
Chris Pates, out of Texas. I don't know who you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, yes, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the MTI boxes are phenomenally built.
Beautiful.
All CNC. Yeah, they're crazy enclosures. We know Chris. Our customers really aren't in. Yes, you can get crazy. They're beautiful boxes.
Go talk to him. Well, of course not with him, but
the bearded
yes,
guy.
It's
the bearded guy.
I forgot what his name.
But no, MTI makes exceptional stuff. Let me tell you what. If you ever had your opportunity to visit a store or have something built by MTI, like if you're not following Mobile Toys of Texas
on
Instagram, you're missing out. Because let me tell you what, those guys do some insane,
beautiful things,
stuff. Yeah. Like just crazy stuff.
That you're gonna be like, what? Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he's a big Alaska competitor, so him and Jeff go back way back.
All right. So Junior, he just dropped $4.99. Thank you. What's your opinion on the audio control LC 800.1 paired with 212 kickers, 43 CVTs, 124? Ooh,
yeah.
plenty power.
We've done that.
Yeah. It's no problem.
That's kind of like our, when we do the 5-channel amp combination where we take the LC or the D 4.800 and it automatically gets paired up with the 1.800. They're in a lot of trucks. And those are the, we put the comps on those, and yeah, they just...
And that's enough power. That's actually a lot of power for those speakers.
No, it's perfect.
No, that's the CVTs.
Yeah, it's still perfect.
Yeah. So, Martin, he dropped $5. Thank you, man. Are there any double DIN head units that can support iPod Classic?
Ooh.
The one with 160 gigabytes, I wish.
Yeah, it's called an aux jack.
USB. But only I can put, yes.
No, most of those are end of life now. It's just kind of, because...
You know why it calls now?
Well,
Apple Music.
Yeah, it's called Apple Music.
That's
it's basically
it,
what it's turned into.
It sucks.
With Apple Music, there's no reason to have that anymore, because you have access to everything Apple has in the cloud.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, but you can download it on your phone. Cloud. So I was in the same boat. Now, if you're really like, I really want a hard drive or something like that, I would check the higher end WR Kenwood Exelons, the reference series, because their second USB, it may still be able to read that, but I don't know for sure. There again, we haven't had someone come in with one of those in years, and when they do, we always just say, just get the music service and call it a day.
Yeah.
Or you could, if you don't want to subscribe to so here's the other thing too. Apple also has another service. I always want to call it Music Match. I know that's not what it's called, but like what I subscribe to, and I probably don't need to anymore because I pay for Apple Music, is I had a hard drive sitting at home that's a half a terabyte worth of music, and I would pay $20 a year so that all three of our phones would have access to that via iTunes. So, it would all be in the cloud. I could just see all my music on my phone and press play, and the ones I want on here, I just so I get it if you're an Android user and you're like, well, this is why, I totally understand, but yeah.
All right, speaker sedan. I never heard about that DSP. Well, actually, I heard about
What's
that
DSP?
one.
What are you talking about?
DSP is the Bounce DSP Machete. I heard that one.
I have never heard of that.
I heard that one on Instagram. Well, actually, I saw a picture, but I was like, really? Wow, man. Other than that, no.
All right, hold on. For an SQ style system with DSP, which 10-inch radio seems to be the most promising? The high 10 or what Kenwood is coming out with? Ooh. All right, so the high 10 is available right now, and it has a Toshlink output. So if you're going to take the Toshlink output with variable volume control, meaning you can turn the volume up and down, and the Toshlink will go up and down. If you're going to take that Toshlink out and go into a DSP that is Toshlink acceptable, meaning you can go fiber into it, and then you build a system from there, a lot of this SQ guys that Jeff hangs out with, Smith, are doing like elevates and high 10s. So that's really cool. So you can get a straight boom, boom, thank you. Now, as far as when the Kenwood comes out, the Kenwood is not going to have a Toshlink output, but that's not the end of the world. The Kenwood is also going to be more consumer-based and not necessarily the most, like we want you to put a big DSP on it. So it's going to have features that are more DSP-centric built into it. So it's going to be like what I like to call DSP Lite. So it's going to have a parametric EQ built into it. It's going to obviously have their advanced time correction built into it. So the idea is that it's going to be like a simple DSP/EQ built into it, whereas the high 10, it's really made to go out of it into a DSP. That's not to say on the Kenwood you can't just go right out of it into a DSP. You can do that, of course. It's just you'd have to do it over RCAs.
All right.
And it's not the end of the world. But I don't know. We haven't seen the Kenwood yet to know, but there are people doing it with the high 10 right now successfully.
All right, Jeff had a question, and actually Robert Reinhold answered that question really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Is Blam any good? Yes, Blam is neat. Okay, so if you caught our trip to California, day 2, when we went to, so Knowledge Fest California, day 2. If you haven't seen that video and you're interested in Blam, fast forward into the part to where we actually talk to the creator of Blam. Okay, because Blam came out with a really cool business model that I absolutely love, in the sense that most speaker manufacturers build good, better, best. And that's fine, it's okay, it's cool. Everyone does it. Everybody does it. You have Everybody does it. Blam decided to go a little bit different. They decided to do tonality. Ooh, remember that word from the other day when it was the word of the day?
Tonality.
So you buy one speaker that sounds like this, one speaker that sounds like this, and one speaker that sounds like that. And what I mean by that is like when we talk about Morel and we say it's very lifelike, has a real natural sound, it's not peaky, it's very like, it sounds realistic. Then we talk about Focal and we say it's over here, it has a bright tweeter, it's very sharp, it's very distinct, it's like, ugh. And then we have like Hertz in the middle, where like they have a soft dome tweeter, but it still has like metal tweeter characteristics. So those three complement each other really well because there's three different sound signatures there, three different tonalities. Blam took that approach to making speakers as opposed to making a good, better, best, which to me was like, that was brilliant because nobody's done it successfully. So yes, check out the product. It's really nice stuff.
All right, Chris Lee, another $4.99. Thank you so much. Glad you say that. I just ordered the matching Focal Flex mids after trying the Morels. So yeah, cool. Man, cool. That's it.
You'll like them. Not that there's anything wrong with the Morels. I have a set of them sitting over here. It's just remember, like we always talk about, guys. Sound is subjective. There we go. Sorry.
Another word of the day.
Subjective. And, you know, what sounds good to this person might not sound good to that person. That's why, like, when we're designing systems, we spend a lot of time trying to figure out, pulling it out of people. What type of music do you listen to?
Everything.
You do not listen to everything.
Everything.
No, you don't. Tell me your, you know, it's like, a lot of guys say, tell me your 3 favorite songs. It's like, I couldn't tell you my 3 favorite songs if I wanted to, but, you know, it's like...
Barney.
It's... I love you, you love me.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay.
Derbil 7 drop $4.99. Thank you. Recommendations for a front 5 1/4 components in a 1998 BMW M3. I already have the Infinity Kappa 6x9s in the rears and a 5-channel amplifier. It's not the Infinity makes 5 1/4s?
Infinity, like Kappas and stuff?
Yeah.
Of course Infinity makes 5 1/4s. JBL,
yeah.
Infinity, Harman makes 5 1/4s.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
Oh,
for the which for what? The BMW?
For the BMW M3.
Well, you're gonna want a 4-inch. Okay.
No.
What year is the BMW?
It's 1998.
All right. So the problem that he's talking about is that 5. Remember when we were looking at one the other day, and I was talking about how the speakers were up in the front kick panel, and you really need a center point speaker.
Yes.
For those of you guys that don't know what center point speakers are, I have one here somewhere. Where is the... Oh, here they are. Hold on. No, that's the woofer. Here they are. All right, hold on. All right, so the problem you run into in that car is those speakers, those 5 1/4s are in the kick panel. And the grill goes on and it rests up against the speaker. So if you grab a tweeter, a speaker that has a big tweeter that sticks out of it, it's not going to go in right. So a center point speaker is this. See how the tweeter is countersunk into it? Now this particular brand, which is Phoenix Gold, the MX series, they don't make a 5 1/4. No. However, there are a couple companies that do. And are reasonably priced. So Rockford makes them in the Prime line. They make the center point 5 1/4.
Oh, I was thinking the Audison.
Audison makes them in the Prima line, which has the center point technology also. But what you want to look for is something with center point technology. As you can see, that is perfectly flat. This is what you need to go in the corner of that BMW. So yeah, all right, thanks.
All right.
What are we gonna do with these? Hey, these finally served a purpose. Hot damn!
All right, next is hello from Jackson, Tennessee. I have a factory head unit in a 2018 Mustang. I'm going to use the DM810. Do I gain anything if I use the LC7i before the DSP? Or if I use redundant?
Well, where are we at?
If where is it?
Do I gain anything?
Yes.
Hold on. Do I gain anything if I use an LC7i before the DSP? Okay.
Yeah.
So the question is, and this actually gets asked quite a bit. I still don't understand why. If I buy a DSP, Do I still need an LC7i or some form of high-level to low-level adapter? And the answer to that question is no, especially on the audio control. All audio control products have LCs built into them. It doesn't matter if it's a DSP or it's an amplifier or it's an amplifier with a DSP. They all have LCs built into them. Even the Epicenter is available with an LC built into it, line output converter. Okay, so there's no situation whatsoever where you're going to be using an LC7i going into a DM810. The DM810 actually has 8 channels of LC built into it, not the 6 that are on the LC7i. The only scenario that you'd put an LC7i in front of a DM810 is if you had something that had like 14 channels of input that needed to be summed down so that you could feed it into the 8 channels going into the DM810. Yeah. And if that was the case, more than likely that car would probably have a Zen adapter for it, or an Amp Pro or something like that. So no, do not put a high-level to low-level adapter in front of the DSP. No. It's not going to do anything. All right.
Campos Gabriel, $199. Thank you. Any method for using MirrorLink on the AVH Pioneers?
No, any new method for MirrorLink on new AVH Pioneers? No.
No, that's it, man.
That's a dead feature.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is there any de-equalization features built into DSR1? No.
All right, Robin Merhoy, he just like, I want to answer.
My focals are stuck at the French border. Oh, man.
What's up?
His focals are stuck at the French border.
Ah, that's crazy.
Which means you're going to have flax or anything above flax. Because everything above flax is made in France. Everything below flax is made somewhere else. Stream on. Will do. All right, hold on. 2007 Chevy Colorado. Can't find speaker adapters for factory mounts.
Perfect.
Don't want to drill if I don't have to. Told Kenwood has a set if the speaker kit true or false. Where are those at? They were laying around here earlier today. Here they are. So these are what come in the box with Kenwood. These guys right here. This guy right here is what comes in the box. This is a universal spacer for different things. So like this is Chrysler. These are, I don't know what for. Some of these are for Toyotas. It's also a spacer, 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
No, this is not really going to be what you're going to want for an 07. What was it? What year?
07 Colorado.
Oh, yeah, 07 Colorado. Which is weird because why wouldn't it be one of the have you checked pack-audio.com or metroonline.com? It's a Chevy. I don't think there's a Chevy that we don't have an adapter for. I mean, metroonline.com should have there's nothing special about that car.
There's nothing special about that.
Check metroonline.com for me and see if your 2000 Chevy is located there.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Hey Dean, you look like you lost weight, eh? No, trying to maintain, actually. That's where I'm at. Trying to find a happy medium of enjoying life and starving myself.
Yeah.
SCOs for Chevy as well. Yes, SCOs for Chevy as well.
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty sure they make all that. Have you installed the kicker key behind a stock F-150 head unit? Not because we didn't want to. No, we haven't done that yet. That was one of those weird things. Like, we do the kicker key a couple times, and we'll have the 501 video out. This guy here, this will be out this week. Next week, you'll get to see the 501. We're put it in Haley's truck, so we get to have some fun with that. But no, we actually had it sold to go in an F-150, and we ended up switching it up to a Q Class 1005. But my guess is, yeah, it'll probably fit down low, below the radio itself. If you have the center console, it'll go there, no problem.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What would you recommend for an 07 Chevy Trailblazer non-Bose bass-centric? Check out the Kenwood Exelon 7-inch. Those are mid-bass monsters for sure. Something to check there. 199 coming in from Campo Gabriella 99. Last question.
Campos Gabriel.
Best Apple CarPlay radio for the price.
I'm gonna say the
ILXW650.
Yes. Yeah.
Alpine's ILXW650 comes in really high, in that list of, yeah.
Yep.
It does not have a CD player or DVD player, so if that is on your list, then you're going to want to probably steer towards Kenwood or Pioneer. But for that price point, you can't beat it.
Anyway, yeah, no. For the 2007 Colorado, Pack doesn't make nothing.
I said Metro.
Yeah.
Metro, man.
Sorry,
Metro.
Trying.
Who cares about it would have to be Metro. Because that would be the one. Pioneer 8500, would I still need an epicenter in front of a D4800? Well, are you going to be using... Yes, you still need an epicenter, because an epicenter is a harmonic restoration device for the source you are playing, meaning like music, not the source unit that you're using. If you need it in front of the D4800, if you're using a D4800, one of the 4 channels for subwoofer, you'd put it in front of that channel, but that would be it. I wouldn't put it in front of a D4800 if that was going to be running highs. I would put it out of the output of the D4800 that is going to go off to my sub amp. That's where I would put the epicenter, unless, you know, the other way around. But it's not it doesn't matter the radio.
No, they don't make nothing.
Nobody makes anything.
Nobody makes nothing.
Really?
Yes.
Do we even need them then?
Well, he say he don't want to drill the holes if he don't want to, but you probably have to. Yes.
Thanks, Jason. You too. So if nobody's making them anything, then that would lead me to believe that you don't need them. But you know, as far as not drilling holes, get self-tapping screws.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you gotta break a few eggs, but that's weird.
For a 2008 Mitsubishi
from Germany
Outlander, replacing factory head unit with the Pioneer FHX755. Do I need steering wheel control interface, or I can tap into the correct steering wheel control wires for the 3M jack?
No.
You need a steering wheel interface.
So if you buy a radio in the United States, and it is anything other than a white box radio and or the Stinger radios, you're gonna have to, so meaning the main brand, so Pioneer, Kenwood, Alpine, Sony, some Sonys, not all Sonys, you need to buy a steering wheel control interface. So they're not just gonna plug in, they don't have the software in them to decode those things, just because of lawsuits and patents and all that other crap. Out of the United States, those manufacturers actually make radios where, yeah, you can just do simple 1/8 inch to 3-wire and hook it up, but not here. Now, some of the white box or more inexpensive radios that are just importing tons of stuff and don't care if they get sued will have 3 wires on them that you can then just integrate into, but not those. Not major manufacturers, they will not do that.
John, he dropped $5. Thank you, John. Hello, with a 3-inch from the Focal KX3, fit in the dash of the 2009 Camry.
So I think on the KX3 it's not a 3-inch, I think it's a 2.5. And yeah, it should fit. It should fit. Fit fine, because I mean we've put a lot of different speakers up in there. I just made I've made a couple different sets for Jeff and all his little Camrys.
Yeah, well, his is different.
Well, he had the old Camry though, because we built one for the old Camry and for the new Camry. Yeah. So yeah, it should fit.
Right. No, we haven't installed no Nakamichi equipment yet.
Working on that.
Working on that.
We would have, but then the world stopped spinning and that deal fell through.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
self-tapping, no, can't do it. Get rivet set. I know. I was just like, hey, you know. But yes, nut certs are really cool, and yes, you can find them on DNF Tool Drawer, as we know. As I'm looking at, I had a guy ask me the other day, Aaron came by, our motorcycle guy, and he was like, I need to use a nut cert, and he's like, can I borrow yours? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he goes, so I have to, he goes, and he brought it back like 20 minutes later. I mean, he literally drilled a hole, put it, got in his car, brought it back, and I was like, you know, this isn't the only one of these I have. I mean, we buy all of them. Ooh, which reminds me, a guy sent me a link the other day to a ferrule machine. It's a ferrule machine.
Okay.
So think of like a nail gun for ferrule. So you literally just stick a wire in it, press a button, and you pull it out, and it's stripped and has a ferrule on it.
Oh.
It's just like, and they machine feed in the ferrules.
So the machine is strip the wire and put the ferrule
on, and it's like this big, and the ferrule is like a machine gun belt.
No, we just hired another installer now.
I was like, oh my god, for speed wire that would just be like, oh, that was so awesome. I haven't looked to see how much it costs or where you get it or anything, but yeah, it was pretty neat. You guys receive any updates on the release date for the new Pioneer floating screens? Dude, there's nothing coming out right now, man. I mean,
not at all.
August is going to be a really cool month. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, guys.
Yeah. August is going to be fun. Woo, back to the real world. I know, and it's times like this that suck, because, like, we've become more accustomed to online buying, such as Amazon, and like, for me, it was B&H Photo Video for a long time, and Adorama. And these are all things you guys in the 12-volt world don't know anything about. But Crutchfield is something people have shopped at. And it's become this world now where everything is like 2 days later it shows up. But in some days it takes a couple weeks. But it's weird now that it's like anything we want. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and we decide we want something. We whip out our phone, we buy it, and it just appears. But right now that isn't happening. And we're all starting to have to, like, it's like this world of ours is changing. I mean, for me, I used to remember when I wanted something, I'd hop in my car, I'd drive up to the store, I'd pick it off the shelf, and I'd buy it. And I really enjoy that, and I do miss that part of my life because I like shopping. I will often wander around Target and just look at stuff while the girls are doing their thing because I just like shopping. I like seeing what's out there and buying stuff. But, like, I like the mall still. I like going to the mall.
For example, like, in my house, they cook every day, except for Sunday. They was like, okay, on Sunday we go out, and now it's like nothing.
Yeah,
it's like you gotta stay home.
It's a ferrule machine gun. It is so cool. I know. If obviously if
it's gonna be like
no,
that kind of
machine.
Yeah.
How do you go about building passive subsonic filters? Well, it's a high pass filter is essentially what it is. DIY crossover online is probably going to be your best option for that one.
Did you finish your Tiger King yet?
I thought there was supposed to be another episode, but yeah, I've finished what's currently available. What are the best low-profile subs?
Hang on.
Depends
Robert.
on how low-profile you want.
Robert, yes, man. Thank you so much. If you want to send anything, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to send anything, to the shop. You send it to the shop right here. Just put Dean.
Yeah, attention Dean or Fernando, doesn't matter, or both, or installer guys. So my favorite low-profile subwoofer for a moderately priced subwoofer is always going to be the Kicker Comp RTs. They perform extremely well. Up from that, Rockford makes the T1, which is really nice. They're, again, more expensive. And then if you're looking for the ultimate and shallow drivers, meaning like the box physically has to be as shallow as humanly possible, check out the Arc Audio woofer, which we've had on the show a couple times. It is exceptionally low because the magnet is actually mounted on the top. And what makes it really cool is, especially if you're going to downfire it, is you can physically sit the magnet on the floor as your spacer. So it works out really well. And guess what, guys? It's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
It's been an hour. Helix Ultra. Not even a question. Helix Ultra.
Do you remember MP3? MP3 players?
Do I remember MP3 players? I've been debating on whether or not I should buy one of those. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
I've been toying. Well, a DSD player.
You know what I want?
No.
I know it's
you want the classic Sony.
I want a Walkman.
With the cassette?
With a cassette. Just to have it.
You're mental.
What?
All right, guys, listen, it's been an hour. Thanks so much for tuning into this early edition of the show. We hope you guys are, doing what you do, being safe, and just dream about karate. We're all lusting for these new products that we just can't wait for them to come out. I'm just as excited about these things as you are. Don't get me wrong. You guys know me. I love to see new products. I love to touch and feel things. Right now, though, everything is just taking a really long time. The sad thing is we've seen some of these products, and to know that they're just right around the corner is crazy. Plus, we've also found out about some new stuff that's going to be coming out and it's far, far, far away, which sucks. But man, I tell you right now, this is as depressing as the world is right now, this is still one of the coolest times to be into car audio. There is so much cool stuff that is out right now, and so much cool stuff that is yet to come. Also, while I'm thinking about it, what is it? Audio, who was it? Audio Digital?
What?
The company that had the DSP on sale today?
Digital.
It's
no.
audio design. Audio design?
Audio
design. I think it's audio design. Hold on. I think I... Keep talking for a second.
All right, the Sony GS9 is going in Fernando's car tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be watching TV all day.
Yeah, on my couch.
Exactly.
Hold on. Let me just,
hey, what's up, Ryan? Thank you so much, guy. Thank you so much.
Audio Dynamics. For those of you guys that are looking... Okay, so... If you guys are looking for an inexpensive DSP just to get into the playing thing, just like I want to touch and feel a DSP, I want to have some fun with it, I want to, and we don't want to get that other brand, which I absolutely hate. Audio Dynamics, okay, that's that cool A with a D, it looks like a figure 8. Audio Dynamics has a deal going on right now. You can sign up for the newsletter and they give you 40% off of their DSP, so you can pick it up for what, like $120? For their 8-channel 6-in, or it's like 4-in, 6-out. Anyways, it's their entry-level DSP for 120 bucks. I think it's like 120 bucks. I don't know, it's 40% off at $200.
So if you have 120 bucks that you don't need right there,
yeah.
Just...
I mean, why not? I bought one. So I bought one so we can play with it. I mean, whatever. It's $120. I mean, really? Why not?
Sure.
But anyways, check them out. If you're interested in just, like, you've never played with a DSP, you just want to get into one, I mean, for $120, it's almost like, it's almost a no-brainer just to, like, touchy-feely and see what one is like and throw it in your system and see what it does. Of course, when we get it in, we'll do a full review of it, show everyone what it's capable of doing. Whether it sucks or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it can't be any worse than that other brand.
No.
So,
other than that, thank you so much, guys. Please... Follow DN Fernando, Car Stereo Clips.
There you go. DN Fernando's Car Stereo Clips on YouTube. Clean Wire Club, 12-volt Clean Wire Club on Facebook. Anyone can become a member. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. Joining the YouTube channel, there again, totally free. And you get all this cool information. It doesn't cost you a dime. It really doesn't. For all you guys that contributed today to the program,
thank you.
It did cost you a dime, and we appreciate it. Because, hey, you guys make the world go round. You make all this happen. And for that, DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use in our installations. Patreon, if you want to become a member, you can head over to Patreon. Teespring/store/5star is a place where you can pick up these cool shirts. The 4th of July is coming soon. We might all still be at home, but hey, you got to have a cool shirt anyways, so make sure you pick that up. This one is for sale too, but I just merely printed them because, you know, we want to walk around with the logo on.
If we missed you question today, don't forget Monday, 5 minutes with 5-star on Instagram. You can type your question there. And Facebook. Monday night, 6:30.
Unless we're going to go early. If we're going to go early, we'll let you know on Facebook. Yes. Who knows? Probably not, because it's Monday and whatever. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful evening. Remember, Uber Eats. Why not? Support a local thing. You know, just because it's a little cold and a little soupy and not as good as you remember it, it's better than nothing.
And if you don't have to go out, don't go out. Stay home, man. Just stay there.
I'll be home until we come back here on Monday. I can't wait.
We don't want you sweaty shirt. Ew.
Alright, guys. Hey, it's been fun. Thank you for playing with us tonight. You guys, you know, it's like, hey, you guys make it all worth it. You have a wonderful night, guys. We'll see you next time.
I'm trying to.